Korean boot camps, right? What is it that makes them so special and essentially valuable to the team? Is it just the solo queue experience?
I wouldn't say it's only the solo queue. Like, you can go there to play solo queue if you're really motivated, because the level is just a bit higher than EU, and if you actually go there with a goal to improve and just spam solo queue every day, then I think it's fine. But as a top tier team, I think you need to find scrims with at least decent teams. It's really hard to get scrims with like the best LCK teams, but if you can find something, it makes it really, really worth.
Okay. Hey everyone, this is Darius from Shotcaller. I'm sitting here with Kobbe from Splice. How does it feel to grab another 1-1?
I mean, obviously I'm happy about the win today, but every week it's just we lose one, win one, same story, and I kind of want a 2-0 week soon, but it feels okay.
So what is going on with the team that is preventing you guys from getting those 2-0 weeks?
I mean, this week like yesterday's game, I think we could easily have won if we just like played a bit better, obviously. But I'm not sure. I just don't think we're consistent enough at this point. It might take a few more weeks, because I see the progress and improvement a lot, but we just don't have the consistency on stage to pull it off yet, I think.
Was it maybe just that the Unicorns are really in a insane run right now, or was it just your own fault mostly?
I think it was our own fault. Like, we made one really big mistake, and then the game kind of snowballed, since I was playing Ezreal into Tristana, and I made like one big misplay, and after that we died again and again, and then the game just snowballed for them. I think Unicorns improved, but this game was like on us. Like, I think we lost it for ourselves.
Now, right now we see a very interesting situation in the ULCS standings, that all of the teams, with the exception of G2 and Fnatic, of course, are pretty damn close. Vitality is on 7 wins still, but you know that they are having a bad series right now. And all the other teams, minimum is 4 wins, maximum is 7 wins, so there's really not that much room. And HK and Unicorns are really catching up to you guys. Do you feel the pressure almost of other teams?
I mean, I think it's really exciting, because as ULCS is usually not like this. And now HK and Unicorns, like, let's say we would have lost today, then we're 1 win away from being like the last team. So I think it makes it exciting, and at the same time, if you go and lose 1 or 2 games, then like you can feel the pressure. Then you're like, oh, this is so bad. But there's still like 3 more weeks to go. So I'm just hoping we can go at least 1-1, hopefully 2-0, and we should be good to go for playoffs.
I'm pretty sure if you continue your trend of going 1-1 every week, you will be 9-9, of course, and that should be enough for players.
Yeah,
right?
I think it is, but I want more.
Yeah, of course. Now, you do have the option of getting 6 wins even total, so still everything in.
Yeah, I think we still have G2 left, so that one is going to be hard. I still think we can beat them, but realistically, I mean, if we keep improving like this, I see us winning the majority of our last games.
A main criticism of the team has been that you guys only play late game and you only win the late game fights. And again, against Schalke today, it seemed like you guys were struggling at times, and then finally you clicked.
I mean, I feel like this week and last week it wasn't as much up to me. Or like in the games, I feel like we had a bit different strategies, and we tried some games to play more early mid game. So I feel like it has changed a bit. Like, I didn't feel the same. I didn't have the same feeling in game, at least here this week and last week. So I think we're doing good on that, like being more versatile in our playstyle and learning to play early mid game better, not just late game. So, yeah.
So you got to play against Cold yesterday, who's of course a former teammate of yours, and you got to play against Hans in a way, the former Splice manager, who's now with Schalke. Does it feel a bit awkward after these games, getting to meet them and going like, hey, how does it go?
I mean, I don't think it feels awkward. Like, I ran into both Cold before our game, and we're just like, good luck for the game and stuff. But after, I don't think we ran into each other. And today against Schalke, I was also like bantering a bit with the manager Hans. I didn't run into him yet after the game, so I don't think it will be awkward if I do. I think it just makes it fun. It's
more of a friendly relationship, I think.
Yeah.
If you look back on the last years at Splice at this point, you've had some amazing times and some rather questionable times. What have been your personal favorites so far with this team?
Mm, like, you mean like going all the way back?
Going all the way
My favorite time was probably in 2016, our summer split run, into playing a finals in ULCS and qualifying for Worlds. And then like the 1 or 2 months in Korea and in the US, just boot camping for Worlds and playing there. That was like the best experience I've had so far in my career. And I hope I can have that again sometime. But that's for sure like the best that's happened.
So this is a question that I've seen quite a few times, and for example, Schalke decided to go against it, but Korean boot camps, right? What is it that makes them so special and essentially valuable to the team? Is it just the solo queue experience?
I wouldn't say it's only the solo queue. Like, you can go there to play solo queue if you're really motivated, because the level is just a bit higher than EU, and if you actually go there with a goal to improve and just spam solo queue every day, then I think it's fine. But as a top-tier team, I think you need to find scrims with at least decent teams. It's really hard to get scrims with like the best LCK teams, but if you can find something, it makes it really, really worth.
And of course, the teams that don't qualify for Worlds will be essentially in the off-season at that point. So are those the scrim partners you're looking at that point?
I mean, I'm not really sure. I remember last year when we weren't able to get like the best of the best scrims. So I feel like the best time, obviously, is if you qualify to Worlds before that to boot camp. But other teams also go before spring split, or like in between spring and summer, you can go there just to practice. And I think that's a fine thing to do.
I remember watching the Breaking Point documentary about Team Liquid, and it starts with the boot camp in Korea, and that's essentially where things fall apart.
Yeah, I think I watched it. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, and like, because that's where the first issues between Dardoc and Loco and Matt kind of came up. Isn't it also a bit of a very pressuring situation? Because, you know, like, when you're in a gaming house in Europe, you know that, okay, there are ways for me to retreat. I'm not that far away from my family, but when you're all in Korea and probably a smaller space as well, that seems to be very pressuring.
Yeah, that's true. I remember the time we were there. Most of the time it was fine, but we also ran into like big arguments and stuff, and it felt like so much worse because, as you said, this small environment so far away, and there's just no escaping from it. So it's like you have to solve it, and if you don't, then it's really over for you. So definitely, it brings pressure too.
We've spoken a bit about your favorite moments. What was the Worlds run at the end of the day a time that you still cherish because you got to go to Worlds, which is an honor that, you know, not many players have, of course. But at the same time, it was a disappointing run, finishing the group last. Do you have regrets about it, or do you value that time?
I mean, I wouldn't say I have regrets about it. I think we could have won 1 or 2 more games in our group, but it was an extremely hard group to get out of. But I think we had a pretty good level at times, even though we were a bit one-dimensional sometimes. But I wouldn't say I have regrets. Like, I cherish this moment a lot, and yeah, it's like a good memory.
Okay, fair enough. Now, do you watch some of the NALCS with TSM currently very struggling and EchoVox all of a sudden pulling off?
I mean, I watch sometimes in my free time whenever I need entertainment. Joke. I'm not here to play NA. Like a couple of years back, I would probably have said this because at that time I feel like EU was so far ahead of NA. But at this point, it's like kind of equal in a way. Like I'm not gonna say NA is worse than EU at this point. So,
of course, because multiple EU players have gone over to NA.
Exactly. All the reports.
No, but yeah, and also they did have quite a lot of talent coming up. Like Licorice is really good for C9 right now. Solo is good for Clutch Gaming and stuff. Now, franchising or a partnership system will come into place for Europe next year. Let's say Splice makes it. What do you think, or like, what are some of the changes that you would like to see in terms of infrastructure, team-wise, for just in general for the ULCS?
I mean, it's a bit like up to every team or like every org, but I've heard talks in Splice, at least that they're looking at stuff like many other teams are, this whole office setup, so that you have a gaming house or your own apartment if you want, like a private space to be, and then you basically go to an office to play scrims, maybe solo queue if you want. I think that's what many teams are looking at. Not sure if it's better. Like, in some ways, of course, it's better than the gaming house. It has like its up and downs, but I think I need to try it before I can say much about it. Besides that, I'm not really sure.
Okay, fair enough. Now, yeah, that is an interesting topic. Gaming houses in general seem to be on the verge of changing. You know, first when they came up, everyone was like, "Oh my God, everyone needs a gaming house."
Yeah, I mean, my opinion has changed a lot, I would say, because when I just came in, it was together with 4 close friends, you know, and I just love going into a gaming house where everyone's having fun together, just playing video games. But I would say after I've seen the good sides and bad sides, and I've been in this environment like a gaming house is for 2 or 3 years, and like I still think it's fine, but I wouldn't say I enjoy it the same way as I did before. But maybe that's just a part of growing up or something. Like it's still really fun at times, but I don't have like the same enjoyment, I guess.
Yeah, and of course the older players get, you know, Forgiven had his own place when he was at HGK, for example. I believe Lemonation does as well. So
yeah, I mean, I just feel like I don't feel that old yet. Like I'm only 21, so or
yeah.
Maybe that's old to some people, but I still feel it's a big difference from being 18 basically when I came in to 21 now, and a lot of things happen during those years when you're not with your parents, you're on your own, and basically just have to grow up, I guess.
Tough reality of a pro, that's the tough side, of course. Yeah. Is there anything you would like to say to the Splice and the Danish fans out there?
Thank you to all of you guys supporting us, and to all the Danish fans if you're still supporting us, even though we lost the majority of them. But thank you guys.
Okay, well, this was Kobbe from Splice and Darius from the Shotcaller. Hope you had a good day. See you then. Hey everyone, this is Darius from the Shotcaller, and I hope you just enjoyed that interview. This is a generic end card, so make sure to click here for another interview or here for a different interview. And if you want to check out more content, specifically from the NALCS, make sure to visit theshotcaller.net for more interviews and other esports content. Have a good day.